Hello, hello, Division 1. I'm not sure if my mic's being picked up. Um, Let me just load up the Twitch before I do anything else, just to make sure, because I am in a Discord call currently with some people. Let's check here. Oh look, HRA's gone live on Twitch. How about that? Alright, is it picking up my mic? Let's see. Oh, fuck yeah, it is. Sorry for the echo if that come through. Yeah. Just doing the normal setup things, and then we'll get to crunch time very shortly. I've got to go grab a drink so I don't get a headache. That would not be ideal. But on today's cards, 'tis a championship fight. Yeah, I heard Kevin. I undeafened for like, I don't know, a split second to make sure that if I did undeafen, it'll keep my mic muted. So I set mic mute, undeafened, set mic mute, then deafened again, and I heard something about when he undeafens, and I deafen there. So I'm waiting on the surprise. Please, Red Bull, no bad language, please. If the rumors are true about some of the language in that channel, I want this to be somewhat user friendly, because today, if you haven't already cottoned on, or if you're new to HRA, we have a championship decider. No unique notes for this one. It's the same as last month, but I've crossed out the numbers and rewrit them. And the fact that all Kusky needs is 9 points here. 43 points, his lead in the driver's standings going into tonight. And if he just scores 9 points, so P6 with fastest lap, or P5 without fastest lap, it will be game, set, and match. Just going to ping the stream for those who don't have us followed, which, shameless plug incoming. If you don't have us followed, do, because it means that I don't have to ping you buggers. Alright, jokes aside, we are here. Round 11 of 12. And we are ready for history. I'm aware of that people are going to be flooding into the channel to watch this, to watch what could be a possible championship showdown between Kusky and Quattro. Even though there's 2 rounds to go, we'll still be chilling. Alright, I am going to go and grab a drink. Till then, enjoy the vibes in chat. I'll be back in a second.
followed the F2 Championship just a year later, with Lando coming in second. Back to another odd statistic for you. While the youngest driver record can never be attacked by Lewis Hamilton, the oldest driver to enter a race could be, but won't be Hamilton to take it. Louis HRA holds that record at the age of 58 years, 277 days. The record on
I'm very sorry for the absence, but it would seem that I've returned at the right time. 50 seconds into qualifying, everyone coming out the pits. Give me just a second here to get everything sorted so that I can give the best stream possible. Notes are ready. And more importantly, I'm ready, and we are ready. Because 9 points is all Kusky needs. And a P5. But he'll be looking to continue the streak that has been mighty. I've just got one last thing to jot down on notes. And that would be his finishing positions all season. It's mad, I've had these notes for a week and still haven't written that down. So give me just a second as we get the first laps in. Just really want to make sure that I'm prepared for if he wins today, because this has been one hell of a season. As we watch a 5 Division 2 champion preparing to start a flying lap. And let's see, reserving for the top flight, what our champion can do. He looks to see his teammate, the team principal. He's been team principal for quite a few months. I completely missed out on that, not going to lie. It sort of happened in the time when I was making sure the old life didn't fall apart and all that very boring stuff. Right up board. Towards the end of this lap, I'm going to bring up all the graphics now. Once again, I'm being quiet here because I am setting up my just getting the final bits. (27.8) set at 27.2 in qualifying before. It's a 26.8 from Quattro. And George immediately usurps that 26.1. Husky 26.2. Husky currently on 8 wins this season. He's equalled the outright Grand Prix record from Division 2, which is the outright GP record overall. And he's also equal on terms with that, of course, which is the all-time GP record and the all-time wins in a season, which was in season 3, Dave Weston, 6 race wins and 2 sprint wins there. So he stares down the barrel of history. He's got 2 races to do it. He's got the highest win streaks highest wins in a row, which was originally held. Oh my goodness. Which was originally held at 4, but with his 5th win at Singapore in a row, he beat that. Won at Italy last time. He said that was mainly down to his teammates' help. Will his teammate be able to change the outcome here? We've got quite a lot of drivers in the field today. 18, an incredibly stacked grid. We will see safety cars, we will see mayhem, we will see carnage, and like a bump on the wall for Flexi. Alrighty then. Still crunch time here. 10 minutes 45 left to go. Peckle goes P6. Strong lap from him. A lot of people in the session may be seeing Quattro as the wrong name here because they don't have him added. He is currently on PC for this race. As you can see, the Xbox Quattro era coming to a close. Which is quite sad to see. But also dawns a new beginning where he can compete with the rest of them at the very top here of HRA. Top 5 drivers, all PC I believe. Top 7 actually, but yeah. Pickle may just be using an EA Play login. Alrighty, I am back for real this time. Got some more stats written down for them last couple of laps. Gonna get my chat up now as well. And finally be able to read messages from the many people joining us. Alrighty then. This is crunch time, people. This is crunch time. In qualifying, halfway through quali. And it's when it really starts to heat up. I'm just looking for my phone stand, but I can't find it. Of course. Wouldn't be my kind of stream if it didn't have something scuffed in it. Like still gathering statistics when I've had a week and a half to prepare. Hey, I'll just call it thorough and leave it there. Alright, gonna try and turn my mic up a bit because I've been told it's a little bit quiet. But I also don't want to deafen people. Alright, that might be up a little bit more there for you guys. That's Quattro on a flying lap, 2 temps up. As Jaden retires from the session. He was sitting P4, so that's going to be for him. In qualifying, switching all over the place, Quattro. He blasts into the final chicane. Maybe cut a little bit too much speed off there. Goes P2, improves his time. He'll be happier with that one. George about to start a flying lap. Let's see what he can do. Just going to quickly switch my music over. Into the pits comes George then. Top 3 currently separated by just over a tenth of a second. As everyone pits and prepares for their final round of flies. Flexi already on flying island, decent time from him. Lazy moves up to P9 as well in the mix. Bumps Pickle down to the edge of top 10. Pickle, I believe, still yet to get a point on the board. I can double check that, but I'll do that in our break. As yellow flags to slow traffic into the final hairpin. Goes Flexi, bit of understeer. Ferrari currently last in the overall Constructors' Championship. It's a bit disappointing for them. Flexi goes P4. Looking to get some decent points on the board for the Scuderia. They slipped down the order this season. But that is back up the ladder for Flexi. And our new driver. Currently sitting in P15, Dixie. Not sure if it's Dixie or... I mean, we all know what it is. But I'm going to say Dixie for the fact that I will laugh otherwise. Like a child. Alrighty. Yellow's out. It's for a Haas going slow. We've got plenty of cars out on laps. Dixie on an lap. And currently waiting for the final round of flying laps then. To end off the penultimate qualifying season on the equal divisions in this game. That is just Yeah, that's just it. It don't feel right, but lovely. Just changed my song, and it's Skyfall by Adele is playing. Oh boy. The Middle East. Wow. Koch, illegal blocking, 5-place grid penalty. What is that for? Let's have a look at this. Oh, that is horrific. Illegal blocking for a driver that isn't even on a flying lap. Edvir the only car on a flying lap currently. Edvir tips the front end into the final chicane. Down the mighty back straight here. One of 3 DRS straights. Around to final corner. Blasting to the line goes Edvir. P10 for the reserve man. But here we go. The final. Well, what could be the final qualifying session. Without knowing a champion begins. And Kuski, as always, first to start the lap. As we head into the mighty first sector, chucks it in 5th gear, downshift to 4th, just to pull the front end in, quickly upshift to 5th though. He'll hold it in 6th gear through here. Watch the commitment, could have been a little closer to the inside wall, but when you're carrying that much speed, it doesn't matter how far off the apex you are. It is a purple sector 1 and 2 temps up for Kuski. No surprise here that he's finding time, and he may see a 25 in qualifying if he can keep this lap together. The driver with supreme confidence in the car. He is the master, he's the mechanic of his own setups. And he is one hell of a driver as well. And we're seeing that here as he's into sector 3. Clean so far from Kuski. Tips it into the last corner. A little bit of a rear lock up. Waited a little bit at the apex. But got it rotated. He blasts to the line. And is it an improvement for Kuski? Yes, it is. Into the 25s we go here. And what is the answer from George? Attempt down in sector 2 is the answer. Ended has retired from the session. George round to final corner then. Big snap of oversteer. Will we see an improvement? First of all, we'll have Quattro to the line. Invalid for him. George to the line. Does not improve. Flexi, how about him? Will he manage to find, as Lazy gets the time penalty for a collision with Ironland, who has no front wing on his car. Flexi is 12 seconds down and has batched out. Koch has backed out. Has Intronsic rounding the final corner we go. There is a bit of Ironland's front wing on the track. Blimey. So one hell of a collision must have happened there. Intronsic to the line. Goes P4. Decent lap from Tronsic. A5 retires. Gonna see if he can do a last to first here or something like that. But Kuski, as ever, on pole position by a tenth and a half, 2.5 tenths, and you might go up to 2.5 tenths. That's a decent chunk, but not a lot. But round a track that's so hotly contested as this, it is incredible to see these times from these drivers. Just over 2 seconds, this field spread. And a second separates the top 6, but 6th to 17th separated by just over a second. We've got another belter on our hands here. cannot wait. Waiting for Mellis to get into the pit lane. And then, as soon as he gets locked in animation, we will see the end of the session. And that man, number 1, yet again. The Thanos of HRA, because he is inevitable. Kuski takes another pole. Into the 25s. A magical lap from him. Lazy has a 5-second for a collision with Ironland. And Koch has a 5-place grid penalty for illegal blocking in quotation marks. Excuse me. For a driver who wasn't even on a flying lap. So, yeah. So now we prepare for the big one. Still one race after this. But the championship, as a reminder, can be won if Kuski gets just 9 points tonight. So a 6th with the fastest lap and a 5th with or without fastest lap, and George and Quattro winning with or without fastest lap. So 5th realistically is the target. But in a season where he's took pole at a vast majority of the races, and he's at an averaging finishing position of 1.9 and 21.8 points on average score. That is incredible. 8 out of 10 races won so far. He's got 2 races to shatter the all-time win record in a 12-round season. Not just in Div 1 history that Dave Weston has, but in the first season of Div 2, a driver got 8 wins that season. Grand Prix wins there. So he looks tonight instead to beat it. We know that he made the setup for a 5 that struggled a little bit on the mediums. Well, we see the same tonight. We will have to find out. We wait now for the race that could see Kuski crowned world champion. I know it's only a league, but we'll call it world champion because, my God, a championship feels like it. We are a pretty global league. A lot of Europeans in it, though. A lot of British. A couple of Dutch people in there, which is Europe. And we've got some drivers as well from South Africa, like Ironland. So at round 11 in Div 1, it can be won tonight, and it most likely will. Remember, it's not 9 points that Kuski needs. He just realistically needs, as my brain has gone dead, to get 9 points on the board, and then nothing Kuski can do can win it. But as Kuski drops down the order, say if Kuski finished 2nd today, that means with 7 points less that George could finish. Kuski, could afford to finish P9. Of course, fastest lap would factor in, which would mean Kuski would have to finish P8 or P10. Quattro having fastest lap, he'd have to finish P8, and Kuski having fastest lap, he can finish P10. But if Quattro is P3, then the championship is done for, even with fastest lap. So even if Kuski retires, Quattro will still lose the title if he gets P3. P2 would keep him in the fight just about, but it would leave him trailing by 25 points. Difficult margins to overcome. As we wait to get going here. Of course, Quattro cannot trail by, I believe it's actually 8 points that Gusky needs here. No. Yeah, I'm overthinking now. Maths late night after a day at work is a tough one. But here we go then. 5 red lights for Division 1 and what could be a championship for Gusky. It is lights out and away we go at the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Looks like a strong start from George, but a better start from Gusky, who takes to the front. Side by side now between Quattro and George. This is crucial for the team game heading into Sector 1. George takes it further down. Rothwell and Koch fighting it out. Is there any side by side further back? But no, there is a crash between A5 Milanis and some other drivers involved in there. Flexi as well has gone round. He's had to park it. He's to not cause any issues further up the field. Can't see any more fighting. This is extremely close between Edveer and Koch. Looking to recover after his grid penalty, and he's doing just that so far. But out front, Gusky, 6 attempts clear already. He's got 2 laps before DRS is enabled. Not the one, well, it'll be end of lap 2, not end of lap 1 like real life these days for the 2024 season. That will increase, adding interesting dynamic to league racing, especially, pardon me, on safety car restarts, as Koch gets past Edveer now and is right behind his teammate, who he out-qualified by 1 position. So we will now look to get all of the graphics up here. Position change wise, Flexi A5 losing positions, everyone else either gaining or losing. A couple in there have lost positions, but so the Williams swap places then. As into the pits comes Dixie. Tell you what, Dixie ever wins a race, I'll say the name properly. How about that? There's Pickles out of the race already. Already, Mr. Pickle is gone. No safety car as of yet. That would be a red flag in real life, to be honest, but haven't seen one of them on this game in HRA. As Gusky, George, Quattro settle into a rhythm out at the front like usual, but can't complain. The dynamic these three have in terms of racing quality always chucks up. Couple spanners into the works as here comes Koch to the inside of Jaden. Takes the position then. Further in the background we can see Ironland and Trappy fighting it out. This an incredibly tight train. On the end of lap 2 to the inside goes Trappy on the straight. Poor exit for Jaden. Trappy pounces. Does Ironland join the fray? Yes, he does. Going to make it 3 wide. Heading down the back straight we go. Into the final hairpin we go. This is incredible stuff from Division 1 as always. As I said last week, calm down lads. It's only lap 2. But in it all, Jaden loses 2 places. Trappy gains 2 and Ironland gains 1. So further back, no other real fights. As the field spreads out here, got 17 drivers out on track. Pintita into the pits. one of the challengers in Division 2. But himself and Piastri unable to make any inroads. Prepare yourself though, viewers, because there will be an extremely scuffed interview with the champion after the race. I say extremely scuffed. I'm not preparing any questions. I'm just going to go in there and chill with the boys as Ironland takes to the front in this fight with Trappy. They're side by side on the exit and still now going down the final straight. ERS overtake for Trappy and a bit of overtake mix for Ironland. And now Jaden looks to get involved. He's gone down the inside. There's the power of the slipstream DRS and two of them. Ooh, bump with a wall there for Iron. That's not going to help his momentum. Might help his drag if it's removed a bit of the end plate, as he looks to slipstream and go to the inside of Jaden. Thinks better of it. Some nice battling up front here. George has taken to the lead of the race and dead into the pits as well. But this an incredible fight so far, as Lazy and Rafael fight out as well for P10. So there's your fight for P10. We've also got a 4-car fight on for P6 and a 3-car fight for the lead. It's just about clocked back into 3 cars, as Quattro has had a beautiful start to the second sector and has reattached himself to the DRS of Kusky. Here comes Ironland, sort of faking Jaden, seeing if he makes any mistakes. Doesn't go deep at all. So he's got to watch out for Trappy behind, as the leaders look like they're probably going to switch, heading down the main straight from the gaps there. In fact, I'll blink to it just to see that Kusky is going to the inside and retaking the lead of the race into turn 1. Further back, this fight very much on. Here comes Ironland, to the inside he goes of Trappy, of Jaden, sorry, into turn 1 they go. Little bit of contact. Jaden parks the bus. Ironland sticks it round the outside on the soft tyre. Overtake deployed. They're side by side, heading into the start of the twisties. Ironland takes the position. Beautiful move from the Williams. These two have been fighting it out all race long, and even if it ended in the barriers, I think they'd both be at least somewhat happy with this battle so far. One's on hard though, one is on soft, so expect Ironland to trail off very, very quickly here. There is your tyre graphic. I'll keep that up for the rest of the race for you guys. And that's a little bit wide for Trappy. Ed Veer's clocked out at the back of this fight. Trappy looks to straighten out the line, get the switch back, and the momentum on the back of Jaden and Ironland. This is an incredible fight that has been twisting, turning all the way throughout this race. I know I overused this word last time out, but ebbing and flowing, truly. As here we go yet again between these 3 guys down the main straight. Nothing but respect these guys have so far for each other, as Ironland loses 2 positions out in this straight, but it'll look to hang it around the outside of Trappy. Little bit of wheel banging, but incredibly clean so far. Ed Veer, yellow flags further back. He's made a mistake in the mix. Here comes Trappy to the outside of Ironland. Iron defends and will hold the inside line, cut back to the racing line and prevent Trappy from doing anything there. But Trappy looks for the switchback, right on board, and look rearwards to see that Trappy hasn't got as good as exit in that Alpha Tauri. Further down, back down the straight, we've got a 5 and Millionaires fighting out. The Div 2 champion up to P13 in his recovery after the crash early on. Trappy and Ironland, they'll continue to fight, but out front, Kusky has gapped George by that crucial second, and George sitting on less than 10% ERS then. That Kusky will have already conveyed to Quattro would have already conveyed to Kuski. I'm very sure that Red Bull, not just two cars that look the same driving out there and maybe chilling in VC, it's far more than that. Behind the scenes, a well-oiled machine, but truly, like Red Bull, a very much party vibe to these guys. As Quattro lifts early, he's going to duck in, cut in early, get the better exit, get on traction at the same time that George does, and he will look to the inside of George. Heading down the main straight, he takes to P2. He's in the position he needs to keep the championship rolling on. But his teammate, championship leader, who needs P5 here, or P8 with fastest lap, considering he hasn't got fastest lap all season, that would be one hell of a feat to dominate like this, but not get fastest lap. Yeah, again, shows that, we were chatting about it a couple of days ago, and for him it's just people pitting, going for glory runs. He don't care about fastest lap. He wins on the day, and that's what's important. If he cared about fastest lap, he'd have fastest lap every race. I guarantee you, he'd pit and do a quali lap at the end and set a fastest lap by over a second every race. But it's all about the bigger picture. And Quattro here playing the team game here. He's backed up George a little bit. Nothing excessively, of course. Quattro very respective of the rules. Scrappy Ironland battle settled down. Lazy Rothwell still raging on Milanist. A5, a fight you'll see quite a lot of, as Lazy in the first Alfa Romeo gets to the front. Will Milanist copy, heading down that exact straight? We'll wait and find out. I'll keep an eye on the gaps at the front as George has closed in on Quattro and retakes P3 as Rafael right on the back of Lazy here. Milanist couldn't quite get it done on A5, but look at that, that is an exit and a half. The mediums start to come into their own round lap at 9 to 11, the pit window for the soft tyre. May see some cars in before that though. That's A5. He's still got one race that he has to win to get second all time in the absolute win records in Div 2. And that elusive sixth win has been evading him all season long. Quattro and George fighting it out. Still very much playing strategic game. Sort of semi-working with each other, semi-not, because Quattro will naturally want Husky to fly into the distance. This is where the dynamic will be interesting. Start our next game. Yellow flags for a spinner. Pintita's round. Gets it back facing the right way. Gets nice and out of the way of his teammate Edbeer. And far ahead of the Chaos, Milanist and A5. Well, they won't on lap one, the both of them. That's wide for Milanist. Into the wall. Not sure if there's damage on that Alfa Romeo. We'll wait to see the forward view, but whatever it was, that was some horrific understeer there. VSC deployed as Ended retires from the session. He's out of the race. And race very much neutralised here. We can expect to see some cars into the pits as Dixie gets a 5 second speeding in the pits. Edbeer into the pits as well. It'll be interesting to see if it goes green or not, because it's full safety car, it's been upgraded. Full safety car deployed. triple safety car here, so you can expect to see everyone in the pits as Quattro's backing up George. Your own George not very happy with this. But Quattro just regenning a bit of ERS, that'll be his argument. Elbow's battery. To the pits they come then. George steers well clear of the back of Quattro. That's the top three into the pits, and Tronzik will have to pit to go onto the hard tyre. Not what he will want to run. Koch and Jaden. Jaden's been put on the main strategy here by this safety car. What was looking like a bold, hard, soft strategy, quickly turning into a hard medium for Jaden. Clearly confident in them harder compounded tyres today in the Haas. He is now on the prime strategy on the mediums to the end. Comfortably they will make it. Is this race blown wide open by the safety car? Everyone can bunch up and we can witness some more lovely fights. But for now we wait, and we'll be under safety car for a couple laps here. She gets a 3 second for multiple warnings. Won't really affect this race. It's not been a decent, well, it's not been a horrific debut, but it's also not been good. So as we have just 15 laps to go before our champion is decided. Quattros will come out behind George despite backing him up. So George in prime position on that safety car restart. 2 laps without DRS. I would have thought you would burn ERS like crazy here to try and stick with Kuski. George this season must feel like the master who has become outshone by his apprentice. He got Kuski into league racing, brought into HRA when he was new. This was Kuski's first league. Just 8 months ago he made his debut in league racing, and look at him now, a driver with incredible natural abilities, with hundreds of hours, if not tipping on the 1,000-hour mark put into this game. A dedicated driver that's winning on his mind at all times. And you can tell that this season. Much like Verstappen, he's got the raw pace. He come in at a very young, early time in his esports career. He ran full TC, ABS, traction control, racing line on last game, and here he is at the very top of Division 1. The only assist he uses would be, I think he might use corner line, but I don't think he does. And the only assist he uses is ABS, and he's going to try and turn that off next game. Safety car will be in next lap. So here we go then. This will be the last lap. I think a lot of people pitting, getting their time penalties done. Smart from Dixie. Get back onto the back of the train. It is that got onto hards. Interesting strategy. So we wait for these guys to get to the back of the train, which they already nearly are, for us to go green. Halfway through the race. But the drive's at the halfway point through the race about now. Midway through lap 12, sector 2, halfway through it. So we're halfway through the penultimate race on this game. Got lots of closing remarks about this game, but I'll save them for the final streams next week. Oh, we'll be doing Division 3. If the title is yet to be decided, I will do it. I might do it tomorrow, not tomorrow, Sunday, as I know it's incredibly close there. Safety car in this lap. Kusky can control the field, ready to get going. As here we go then. Rounding the final corner. Ready to get going again. Field incredibly close as we prepare for Kusky to book it. There he goes, looking to get Quattro onto the back of George, and he's done just that. Will there be a lunge from Quattro here? Thinks about it, makes George go a little deep, and might look for a switchback further down the field. There's a spinner. There's Jaden and Koch getting involved in some collisions. It's absolute chaos and carnage, ghosting left, right and centre for everyone here. I'd be surprised if they all made it through here all right, and no, that's no front wing on a car behind. That would be one of the Aston Martins side by side, both Ferraris. Dixie gets past Flexi, who had a nightmare start there. A5 gets his first time penalty. That's wide for Dixie as well. As Trappy and Jaden go side by side through the long banked hairpin and into one of the last two chicanes on the lap. So incredibly tight up here. Kusky already with that second gap. I'm sure he would have very much over prepared for this race, just to make sure he keeps the streak going. So here comes Jaden, but it does become a point where the streak is, it's a pressure to keep the streak, not a pressure to just enjoy driving. And so eventually he will lose motivation to keep it, but for now his head very much firmly down, and he gaps George by 1.3 on a lap and goes fastest. Will this be the first race where he gets the fastest lap point? It would only be fitting, because right now he sits in championship position side by side between Jaden and Lazy into turn 1. Jaden takes it further back down. Dixie and Milanis fighting it out. You see the trigger finger there, dancing up and down the field to find the onboards, the best onboards for you, the viewer. As here comes Trappy on Rothwell. This might be one that's interesting. Big snap of oversteer. Well held, and thank God curb physics don't react realistically, or don't react like the 2022 layout, because that was a Mick Schumacher-esque snap of oversteer. Lucky to survive that one with a very good save for Trappy. Safe 5 scrapes the inside wall. He's having a bit of a scrappy one today. I think he's only really out there to have a bit of fun. Maybe trialing the adaptation that Kasky is using setup wise. Over up the field, George and Kevin, George and Quattro, sorry, I'll keep an eye on this one. DRS gets enabled. Here comes George to the inside to retake P2. On clean move to the inside as Quattro holds the outside. Actually, sends it in there. Poked his nose in and then some, and George had to relinquish, and so Kusky will gap even more because of that side-by-side. Lazy and Rothwell. Lazy backs out of that one despite being on the inside. I wanted to make sure he survives. He's in decent position so far, but he's got Trappy all over the back of him through the S's. So much more grip. He's put him offline now, Trappy, and he just has to take advantage of the overspeed that he has on Lazy, who's running the hard tyre. Really late defensive move from Lazy, and they are both out. Sorry, Intronsic gets collected in that massive crash that we saw from the onboard POV of Trappy. Nothing Trappy could have done there. Late defense. Ultimately, Lazy gets pinched into the wall as well. No front wing on his car. The stewards may take a dim view on that one. And Intronsic gets collected in it. A massive accident there. Heading down towards the banked hairpin, and we get bunched up once again. Heinlein has had an incredible restart as well. That was one hell of a crash. Kusky into the pits for softs, as will be everyone else. It is the tyre you want to be on. Kusky calls the shots. Ironland will box, slap the softs on as well. You can expect everyone to be in, except from Dixie, who'll get his moment in the sun, and will have a safety car restart to do. So on debut, look at that, P1 for the Ferrari. But as ever, a Red Bull breathing on his rear axle, ready to pounce at the safety car restart, I'm sure. But he gets his moment in the sun. You won't go green this lap, it'll be next lap. That's my first time catching a crash on board for a while there. Trappy was getting quite aggressive all race long. But again, I want to clarify, I don't think it was Trappy's fault. I'd call the shots. Lazy being at fault. But as I used to get... well, actually, he's not here anymore. Kush Mania Division 1 champion before Maz, so that would have been Season 3 that you won it. Because Maz won 4 and 5. George won 6. Yeah, I can recite the champions for you. I think that's something. No, I think first 2 seasons. There's one that I'm a little ground on, that's Season 3. Not sure if that was Chris's season or if that was another driver. I think it's Dave Weston, Season 3. There you go. Got there eventually. Who actually holds the absolute win record, so how about that? We're still on the safety car here. Pentita on the soft medium tyre. I'd expect to see him in for the soft here. Indeed he is. Dixie as well. Gonna soak in his moment in the sun and see how much you can defend. Right, a new driver to this league. Very much not sure when he asked them if we'll have any commentary that the guy who currently sits second behind him and has led the driver standings every round this season. And has been dominant, who replied to him and said, yeah, we got comms. I think he's sitting behind him. I'm not sure he's fully aware of the streak, so Kusky will keep an eye out here. As Kusky goes not just to break the streak, he did that in Singapore when he made it 5 wins on the bounce. He made it 6 last time out, which equalled the GP win record, which was 6 before. That George set, that Dave Weston set. And this is for Division 1 statistics. So that alone, you can ignore the first 2 wins. He has 6 in a row. If he goes for 7, that would mean you could exclude the first 4 rounds of the season and he'd still have the win record. Just on consecutive wins. But that will be, well, it'll be the most of his cares right now, to be honest. He's got the title in the bag. Quattro sits down in P6 after the round of pit stops. And that'll make an interesting dynamic. Of course, Ironland sits in net 3rd. So we prepare to go green here. And Dixie will lead us away then. For his first safety car restart in HRA on his debut. It may not be on the net, but he won't care one bit. He keeps his tyres warm, of course. Probably not aware of brake tracking. Snaking to warm the tyres. Here goes Dixie. He leads away the field in HRA, but he has Kusky and George snapping at his heels. And speak of the devil, here comes George. Will he make a move to the inside? Thinks best of it. Ironland consolidates his position down in P3. But look at that for a switchback from Kusky. Side by side now with Jaden. Heading down towards the technical section. Kusky unable to do it there. But he's so close here. As is Kusky on the back of Dixie. All over him, actually. And he's going to have to get the move done here. You have to think, Dixie, will he defend? Yes, he will. I don't think he quite realises. Oh my goodness me. Don't do that, Kusky. That is absolute daylight robbery from the Red Bull driver. A beautiful move. Sensational stuff from Kusky. As now Dixie is defending like crazy from George. And will play wingman to George here. As here he comes, the Mercedes to the inside. But he's lost out at 10 ton of time there. Ironland as well looking to sneak through in the train. Got to be careful through this section as Ironland is forced to cut the corner. Nothing he could do there. He may have an illegal overtake as well, so he might look to give this position back just for a split second. No illegal overtake. Dixie getting very involved in the fight. Here comes Kusky. Here comes Quattro to the inside. There's contact there between Quattro and... Oh, Quattro's been spun by Ironland. A little bit of contact on the exit of the corner and no front wing into the pits. VRC deployed. So that Dixie was a lot of defending because he knew he had to keep that position, but 6 lap old halves compared to 2 lap old mediums. And he was all over the road in that one. I'm watching it back on my phone. As there was contact left, right and centre there. I think that Ironland was just a little bit too tight off the exit of the corner. Kevin was probably expecting him to maybe open up the steering wheel a little bit, but he had a Ferrari on the outside, and that will be the crucial thing for stewarding there if it's submitted. So in my opinion, a racing incident, but again, that's opinion. But for me, nothing Ironland could have done. He opened up the steering wheel anymore, there would have been Dixie on the outside. It would have speared him into the wall. There was a half a car length there, but for me, how the car of Dixie was weaving tiny bits down the straight, you can tell it's a controller player. and so you want to give a little bit more room. So personally, I'd say that's 60-40 Ironland's fault, but he couldn't really open up the steering wheel anymore, will be his argument. But he is currently P3 then. This is, well, quite frankly, magical to see. Ironland sitting in third. He's got a couple laps to hold it off. I don't think he'll hold off Koch, who is a far superior driver pace-wise, as DRS enabled. And Ironland, he will fight it out here with his teammate. And he will try, as George will try to win this race as well. Popped out of that crucial second, but purple sector 1 trying to keep himself in the mix here. Koch all over the back of Ironland then. We will clock out of the fight on the last lap of the race, no matter what it is. Unless it's a fight for the win. A5 onto the back of Dixie. He's had a chaotic race, A5. But looking to recover nicely here. To the inside he goes on the Ferrari. Nicely does it. Dixie dropping down the order now. And of course to cut the corner there as well. But currently, because of the gaps, does sit in the net points on debut, which he will be quite happy with. As Ironland has been passed by Koch, and he's not looking to fight it back. His teammate up into P3, a teammate who shows so much promise. And next game, we may see him propel himself up the order, as we saw Ironland do. A div-free driver at the end of F1 22 was a div-free driver at the start of, by the start of season 2 of, oh, that's a yellow flag. It's A5 in the wall, VSC deployed. A5 has had a collision with Dixie. In the mix, it's not been a good race for Dixie. Is there even a front wing on that Ferrari? That'll be the thing that ultimately decides how it goes here for him. He's got a lot of understeer, but I think he might get away with it. But quite the gap to Jaden, who himself has 3 seconds. There is no front wing on that McLaren. I'm going to keep an eye on this, the fight for the lead. Kusky now does not need to score. Quattro needed at least second to keep it rolling. As we wait for the VSC to come in, Kusky will have plenty of time on the Delta because he knows he can. As we prepare to go green then, full safety car has been deployed as well. That I did not notice, as I don't think anyone in the field will have softs. A5 will pit fresh softs, as will Dixie. That'll be interesting to see if Jaden comes into the pits behind them. Rockwell or Quattro as well. Jaden stays out. He'll take P10. But Dixie will take P10 from A5 because of the front wing change. Or should have done at least. Unless Dixie himself had to replace front wing, that will make sense. But Quattro, Ruffwell, Jaden and Pintita all get out ahead. Does actually Pintita... I don't know yet. Technically A5s. So Dixie last at the moment. Led away safety car restart at one point caused a bit of chaos. a season of pairs for A5 in terms of statistics. 2s and 2s across the board. It's a season of 9s for Kasky. He leads. He needs 9 points to win the title here. He's going for 9 wins in a season. And that's about it. I'm searching at this point, lads. I'm searching. Nah. Jokes aside, putting statistics like that makes them seem achievable. As a reminder, we do 12 race seasons. This is round 11. And Kasky has won 8 so far. And he's looking for his 9th. Red Bull have won all but 1 race. And that was China, where Maz took the win. This will be our last lap under safety car then, before we go green at the end of the race. It's a safety car at the end, as it was for Division 2. We saw the win get taken away from A5 right at the end of the race. Not sure if we'll see the same for Kasky. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to say when he crosses the line to win the championship, because this has been a season beyond proportions, and beyond what words can describe, and what we mere mortals can comprehend, watching these giants all season. And there has only been, well, they're all giants, but Titan among Titans, Kasky stands tall over the rest of them, and we'll have 2 laps to go, barring the safety car restart. Which should get announced very shortly. If not, we will have a 1 lap showdown. The safety car is in this lap, as everyone postures to take it. Kasky will lead the way for the safety car restart. We wait for him to get going and see if he catches George off guard. Indeed he does. We go green. The focus will not be on the fighting further back, because for now... that's Island going deep on the brakes, and he's hit his teammate. That is horrendous. If that wasn't going to be a penalty with Kevin, that will surely be a penalty. That is disaster for the Williams team. But out front, Kasky leads the way. Quattro has had an incredible recovery, up to P6 so far, so he may yet stand on the podium with his championship rival teammate, and at the end of the season, you'd like to think good friend. But as we stare at Kasky yet again leading the race, it has only been 1 driver this season. On the penultimate race of the season, he has just a lap and a half to go, and he doesn't even need to score a point this race to win the title, but he will do it in emphatic style, looking for his 7th in a row, 9 in a season, and the absolute HRA win record. We have just a lap to go as we cross the final corner and cross the threshold into what we see as possible. George and Kasky, same ERS numbers, but in season, Kasky has had 3 seasons in HRA. In his first season, first on this game, he's been here for this whole game cycle, and that was it. Alpine with the very man who sits second to him right now, George. He was support to George, as Kusky has been to him this season. A dream team, truly, at Alpine back then. And he bagged himself his first 2 wins in HRA. And last season, his second season, where he finished second. He finished third in his first season, second in his second. He moved to Red Bull and was pivotal to their success and to what their team is now, where he got 3 wins that season and lost it all by just 1 point, and it went down to a fastest lap that could have swung either way to decide the championship. And in this, his 3rd season in HRA, him and Quattro, the dream team, and it will be an emphatic season with complete dominance, as Verstappen has done in this very corner. It will be 9 wins in a season, 7 in a row, and Red Bull and Kusky have their moment in the sun. Kusky is champion in Division 1. At long last, he sees the checkered flag as number 1. Kusky has done it, Red Bull have done it, and the dream team is complete. Kusky, champion in HRA. George comes home second. Lazy bags a podium. Unlikely when he had his collision with Trappy. But that, by all metrics, is dominance from Kusky. Yet again a win. 9 in a season. 7 in a row. Incredible statistics. This man is a wizard behind the wheel. He has got HRA under his spell right now. There you go, proving he's a wizard. Taking flight as he lifts the trophy as a champion. He has done it. He is champion. And I am going to unmute myself in the Discord call. Let me just include audio. I'm not sure if it's going to let me even include it. More options. Party audio is turned on. Let's see. Discord. Let's undeafen here. Oi oi. Let's see. Is it working? Is it working? I hope so. Oops. I'm just waiting to see if it's working on the stream. Oh. This is where it doesn't work. Ah. Yeah, he did it for all those kids out there who dream the impossible. You can do it too, man. Thanks to all the people back in the factory. You're amazing, man. What a season, though. What an incredible season. I'm going to deafen and finish things off then. Congrats on the, quite frankly, ridiculously dominant title. As Quattro as well. Big ups to him. You cannot have a dream team without a teammate as strong as Kusky. And if Quattro had not played the team game, he would have been far, far further in the fight. But from the start of the season, you could see that Kusky was on another level, on another plane. And he's been plain and simply flying to this title. He gets his first on the board, and not just any first. A historical first, an incredible first, and one that will go down in history as now statistically and in terms of appearance the single most dominant season in HRA history, and with 1 round to go he can extend that still. But this man has got more wins in a row than the previous win record was. Then add the 2 that he got early on. He had a poor race in his only 2 poor races this season. were China, where he got P4, and UK, where he got P7, and he had the Rona-virus for both of them. But there's no Miracle Championship turnaround here. There's no last lap showdown for the championship. It has just been pure dominance. But despite pure dominance, this has been one of the most entertaining seasons the constructors and drivers wrapped up. And so next time out will just be for the funsies. Join us then in Japan, where we will have our champion driving out there. Kaski will be able to drive knowing in our last equal division race on this game, he'll be able to drive knowing that he is champion and there's no catching him today. So thank you very much for joining us. This has been the championship. And as always, it is a beautiful honour to commentate on this league. It just keeps getting better and better. And to the possibilities that lie for next game, well, we'll have that discussion next time out. Till then, have a good one, guys. Stay safe. Peace.